Hey, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're having an awesome day, right? So I know I am. But I did want to talk about some changes that I want to make the rest of this year of 2024, all the way into probably the first quarter, of at least 2025. I'll kind of reassess it more as we go. And I just kind of want to talk some things to some. I got to be honest. The last year with us selling our house in California, buying a house here in South Carolina, moving across the country, getting everything reestablished, and then going on vacation slash work for 2 months and being out of the country for 2 months and all that. There, things have not really been the strictest and or most under control. So and it's been hard since for me anyway, since I retired to get into a routine. I have not done that, and yeah, so that, I think some of this pertains to that and getting into a routine so that things hopefully go better the rest of the year, at least health wise, physically, and weight wise, and thought I'd kind of share some of those things are. So I'm going to go through 5 of them that I'm going to take, and then maybe if you stick around to the end, maybe I'll throw a bonus one on for you, just to kind of talk a little bit about that, as well as what can help some of this stuff. So first of it is just wanting to get back into seeing doctors, so setting up my physicals, getting labs done, all that stuff. So I've made a connection with hopefully a new primary care physician. So now I have Medicare and Plan G. So hopefully, so I had to rechange all my doctors and everything else. And I hadn't done that because we were only here for a couple months, and then we took off for a couple months. So it's time to get that done. I haven't had a physical probably in a year and a half. I haven't had any lab work done probably in a year and a half. So it's time to get back into that. Again, when we got back from the Philippines, we were sick for 3 or 4 weeks. Then I had vertigo, and it's just, so I kind of like to kind of get going back and seeing what's up, and getting a doctor I can talk to if I have an issue and call them and say, hey, I'm sick, and this and that, or hey, just get the labs and see how things are going. And again, I have a brother that passed away from colon cancer. And again, a real good friend that had to retire, was forced to retire, and not in a good way because of the same issue where they weren't getting their exams and stuff. And by the time they caught it, it was too late. So my brother passed away at 66 years old. I don't want to be in the same boat. So I go pretty regularly. I've gone through all my for my exams and stuff of that nature, colonoscopies and all that stuff. But I just want to make sure I'm continuing to do it. I've got a lapse in there of the year and a half, so I want to get back to the doctors, get the lab work done, see where we're at, and kind of get that squared away. I think it's something pretty important you should do. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything the doctor tells you or agree to what he wants you to do or not, but at least it's good to know that there is something serious before it happens in the early stages, that you may be able to do something about it, right? So strongly recommend it. And then the next thing is I'm going to work to increase my activity. I got some notes down here, so you see me looking down. I'm going to work to increase my activities. I did start going back to the gym. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to try to get into the gym at least 3, if not 4 times a week, every week. So it may be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I don't know yet, but we'll see. We'll figure that out. I got to get into a routine to do that. I also want to increase my steps. I've been averaging probably between 3,000 and 5,000 steps, where when I was working, I was probably averaging closer to 15,000 steps. So I want to increase my steps and get that consistently up to 10,000 steps, at least 5 or 6 times a week. Try to get up to that like 65,000 steps per week in that area. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to get out, and of course, if I'm working out and going to the gym, I'll go on the treadmill for a little while and do some walking and running. So that will help. Plus, I'm going to try to get my wife and I are going to try to get to do some walking at night here to try to get some more steps in there. It's cooling down at night, so after this week, it really starts getting to some really nice weather, and down into the 60s at night, so it's really perfect for going out and going for a walk. Again, step number 3, like I said before, number 3 is I'm going to try to get into the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I'm going to try to work on my strength, my balance, my mobility, and my stretching as well, so that I'm limber still somewhat. Mobility and balance, especially once you get over 60 years old, is pretty important. Falls are one of the biggest, downfalls for people with health issues. You fall and you hurt something yourself, and then you can't exercise no more, and generally that's a lot of people's downfalls. So I'm going to work on those things, working on the balance and mobility especially, and then some of the strength stuff too as well in the gym. And I want to make sure that I'm stretching so that I'm still somewhat limber. So and I also want to, because I do plan on doing more trips for consulting. Hopefully I will, and as well as maybe some other trips to see family and friends in the Philippines or somewhere else. So I want to revisit how I plan for those trips and how I coordinate for those trips. I want to get stuff that I can bring with me that I can eat. India was tough because, a lot of vegetarians, not much beef. So it was pretty hard to find good food and stay keto. But hopefully if I can plan right and do a little bit better this time, where I go, I'll be better off. I also want to make sure that I'm going to the gym while I'm there and working out. They did have a gym and I didn't go. So going forward, I want to try to go to the gym while I'm there and try to make that. And when in the Philippines, they didn't have a gym, but we were staying with family, but I can still go out for walks and do some stuff to get some exercises and stuff like that. So kind of plan better for these trips when I go on them as well. I want to continue from at least right now until I get back to where my weight goal was, back to that 180. I want to stay under the 20 carb mark. I'm going to do that and consistently be consistent with my eating. Again, for me, best way to do it is keep it simple, keep it easy, don't go crazy. So kind of continue to do that. And I think if I'm consistent, I should get back down to my weight before the end of the year. I didn't weigh myself yet this week, so I will before the next day of eating. So I think that will be good. So that's kind of the 5 things that I'm going to do, that I'm going to change, that are going to hopefully get me through the end of the year and get through my 66th birthday, and keep me healthy and get me going. I got to get rid of my man boobs here again, and get, like I say, a little more exercise and stuff like that into it. And then the one bonus thing that I'm going to try to say is I'm going to try to get back into cooking a little more. I've kind of, with all the moving and all the displacement, have not been doing a whole lot of cooking. So I think we're going to try to get back into that a little bit more and do some of that. My wife's doing a lot of the cooking, or doing all the cooking right now. So I'm hoping to help her a little bit and get back into it. I love it when me and her are in our kitchen together and we work together. We come up with some great creations, so hopefully we can do that. I'm a big fan of baking. I love baking, so hopefully we get back into doing that. So once I get closer to the weight goal, start baking some more some keto cookies and some other treats to compensate a little bit. So we'll get back into cooking a little bit. That would be the bonus thing. Love taking recipes that are the average everyday recipes, and then converting them over and seeing if I can make them taste similar, as not as good, with a keto version. So a lot of fun in the kitchen to do that. The weather is starting to cool down a little bit, so it's going to be a little easier to cook. We don't really want to bake in the kitchen when it's 90 degrees out, and we're going to have to run the AC and all that stuff. So so now it's I think a little bit better as well, and maybe we'll do some barbecuing and some experimenting. I'm not a big, I've never really, I just kind of thrown hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks and stuff on the grill, but I don't know a whole lot about grilling, so I'd kind of like to learn more about it and maybe do a little bit more of that as well. So, but anyway, those are the things that I want to change from now until, like I say, the end of the first quarter next year, really. So, hey, tell me what you think of these blogs. If you have topics, I had a question today about how do I do maintenance mode once I hit my goals on keto. I thought about doing a video on that, and tell me what you think about that, because I have been doing that. I've been doing it 7 years. I'll be doing it 7 years in October. So I did hit my goal for a long time. I know this past trip kind of threw me up about a little over 10 pounds, 15, 14 pounds. So I got to lose that back down. So we could talk a little bit about, maintaining and losing when you gain too. If that's an idea, if you'd like to see a video on that. So, just other topics, other things. Would you like to see grocery hauls? We're going to go to Costco probably this week. A grocery haul on that. Tell me what you think of that. So some other topics as well. So just trying to do something a little different, get back out of some of the other things that I used to cover, and kind of see what I can do to help out and to hopefully inspire you to lose weight and get healthy. Hey, if you like the video, make sure you're doing the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. You guys are awesome. You got this. You can do this.